Hey, welcome to Living the Dream with MS. Today I'm going to talk about something a little bit different, little less technical. It's control issues in people with MS. Now, I don't mean muscle control. I don't mean anything physical. What I mean is emotional control issues, and they are very prevalent within the MS community. Why? Well, because people with MS very, very often don't know how they're going to wake up feeling, excuse me, what they're going to have in pain, what body parts aren't going to be working. So there's a lack of physical control. Because of that, a lot of people emotionally feel the need to compensate with emotional control or control of other situations. So what do I mean by that? Well, the first one, unfortunately, is many people with MS have addiction issues. Why? Because making themselves, quote unquote, feel good is something they can control. So whether it be abusing drugs, hard drugs, or alcohol, it's something that they do in order to make themselves feel better because they can control that aspect of their life. Another one, for those of us who are blessed to still be somewhat outgoing, is controlling situations. What do I mean by that? Well, a lot of people will try to take leadership roles, myself included, and control those situations because it is something that they can control. It's something that they can handle and see the outcomes of, and it lends a stabling feeling to their lives. So, all the organizations that I'm involved in, there is partially, this background ulterior motive in that it helps me when I'm able to control a situation. It makes me feel more stable. Now, do I go over the top with it? Sure. And a lot of people do, but hopefully my leadership skills are sufficient that it makes it worthwhile. But I do have that motive in the background that it helps me feel more grounded. Another one, now I've got, a mixed audience here, so I don't want to go too much into detail, but it's physical intimacy. And especially men with MS, there's a huge issue with physical intimacy and having a constant drive for it, more so than your everyday male, because again, it is something they can control. It is something that, excuse me, validates them, especially having a disease where validation is often needed because you're not feeling as strong or whatever as you would like to. So physical intimacy is one that, again, especially men, but I'm certain women from what I've read also have, in that it's something they can control and something that validates their personhood, femininity, masculinity, whatever you want to say. So when you're dealing with people with MS, well, hopefully, first of all, the people with MS recognize that it's an issue, that they're trying to control situations in order to feel more in control because their body quite often is out of control. If you're somebody supporting someone with MS, it's a healthy conversation to have if you're not liking the way things are going, or if you're feeling like they're attempting to control you, because that's still not okay. It's not something, well, you have MS, so I'll let you do that. So it's a conversation to have, maybe either by asking if the person's feeling out of control, and that's where some of this is coming from, or how can I help you feel more in control of the situation? How can we work together to get some control over the situation and hopefully come to a point where it's not stepping on anybody's feelings or anything else? So this one's a little bit different. There's not a lot of sharing that goes on about this one, but I wanted to share it from my perspective and from the many perspectives that I've read and discussed with people. I try to use my control issues for good instead of evil. Hopefully I am doing that in most cases. Again, as I've said in my other messages, if you've got any videos you'd like to see, please leave something in the comment section or on the Facebook comment section. I thank you, and I'm going to keep living the dream with MS.